Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Marc Márquez delivered a stirring performance in the final race of the 2024 MotoGP season, finishing second at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. The podium was not only a testament to Márquez's skill but also a fitting farewell to his time with the Gresini Ducati team. His efforts secured third place in the riders' standings, marking a strong conclusion to a tumultuous but memorable year. In an unforgettable season finale in Barcelona, Jorge Martin etched his name in the MotoGP history books, becoming the first independent rider to win a Premier Class title in the modern MotoGP era. Despite Francesco Bagnaia's heroic race win, Martin's calculated third-place finish was enough to secure the championship. Here's a closer look at his emotional journey to glory. Reigning double MotoGP champion Francesco Bagnaia narrowly missed out on securing a third consecutive title in 2024, finishing 10 points behind Jorge Martin. Despite winning more races this season, Bagnaia's inconsistencies ultimately cost him the championship. Here's what the Ducati rider had to say about his campaign and the defining moments of the season. Aprilia's Alex Espargaro has sparked controversy following the Barcelona MotoGP, where his actions during the race came under fire from rival rider Andrea Bastianini. With Jorge Martin claiming the 2024 MotoGP championship, Espargaro's role in the race raised questions, especially after his heated battle with Bastianini for fourth place. Here's the full story. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. The weekend started on a challenging note for Marquez, who struggled to adapt to the circuit during the sprint race. Despite a promising front-row start, aided by a tow from future teammate Francesco Bagnaia, Marquez found himself battling mid-pack and finished 7th on Saturday. After qualifying, I was a bit more optimistic, but in the sprint race, with that tricky first lap, we came back to our position. We had the pace for 6th at best, but no better. Reflecting on the sprint, Marquez admitted. The turning point came after Saturday night when Marquez and his team made bold adjustments to his bike setup. He credited his crew, especially his chief technician, for their relentless work overnight to restore balance to the bike. "My technician was super great through the night. He doesn't sleep a lot, I think. We analyzed everything we did and decided to return to the setup we started with in FP1. Already in warm-up, I felt better and, in the race, I could ride in my way again." On Sunday, Marquez's newfound confidence was evident as he slotted into second place early in the race. However, chasing the relentless pace of Bagnaia proved to be a daunting task. Marquez shadowed the reigning champion for most of the race, occasionally closing the gap but unable to mount a decisive challenge. It was many laps behind Pecco, trying to control the situation, Marquez explained post-race. "But in the last 5 laps, I couldn't follow him anymore. Every time I got close, the front started to lose a lot due to the temperature." Bagnaia's consistency ultimately carried him to victory, while Marquez settled for second, a result he described as both realistic and satisfying given the weekend's earlier difficulties. While Marquez's season had its share of highs and lows, his second-place finish in Barcelona ensured he overtook Andrea Bastianini to claim third place in the final riders' standings. For Marquez, this result underscored his resilience and adaptability throughout the year. "Today Bagnaia was much faster than me. But that second place is the best ending to this very nice chapter in my career with the Gresini team, where I enjoyed a lot. It's the best way to say thanks." Marquez's tenure with Gresini Ducati saw him rediscover his form after a challenging few years plagued by injuries and underperforming machinery. The move to the satellite Ducati team allowed him to regain his confidence, with standout performances such as his dramatic victory earlier in the season. However, Marquez's sights are now firmly set on his next challenge as he joins the factory Ducati team in 2025. The move reunites him with championship-winning resources and sets the stage for battles against the likes of Jorge Martin, his younger brother Alex Marquez, and his former rival Fabio Quartararo. Marc Márquez's second-place finish in Barcelona symbolizes the culmination of a season filled with perseverance, strategy, and flashes of brilliance. His farewell to Gresini Ducati not only closes a chapter of growth and rebuilding but also sets the tone for what promises to be an exciting 2025 MotoGP campaign. As the dust settles on 2024, fans and competitors alike are left wondering, what heights can the 8-time world champion reach with the full support of Ducati's factory team behind him? Only time will tell. The Pramac Ducati star was overwhelmed with emotion after clinching the 2024 MotoGP title, reflecting on his career-defining moment with tears and gratitude. "I still can't believe it, I'm in shock. Emotions are high, I've cried a lot. Now I just want to celebrate with my team, family, and friends. It's been a long journey. My career wasn't easy. For sure, I had good opportunities, but I think I built them. I worked quite hard and made a lot of sacrifices." Quote from Jorge Martin. Martin's victory also makes him the 5th Spaniard to win a Premier Class title, cementing his place among the sport's legends. Heading into the final race, Martin only needed a 9th-place finish to secure the championship, even if Bagnaia claimed victory. Despite the favorable odds, Martin admitted to feeling immense pressure, especially with tricky track conditions and strategic tire decisions to make. The conditions were difficult, so the tire choice wasn't easy. "I was scared because all the top 10 riders had the potential to do well. I just trusted myself and stayed focused." Martin ultimately chose a medium rear tire, a conservative option compared to Bagnaia and Marc Márquez, who went for softs. The decision paid off as Martin maintained a steady pace to finish 3rd, securing his historic championship. As the laps wound down, Martin couldn't help but reflect on the sacrifices and struggles that led to this crowning achievement. "In the last 7 laps, I started remembering a lot. My dad training me after work, my mom cooking when I was racing pocket bikes, my grandfather who's watching from the sky. But I had to refocus. Jorge, you need to finish the job. On the last lap, I felt like crying. It was so emotional." This triumph comes just a year after Martin's heartbreak in 2023 when he narrowly lost the championship to Bagnaia, and he admitted to struggling with his mental health in the months that followed. "In January, I had a lot of fears. I thought, I will never be champion in MotoGP. But thanks to my coach, I shifted my mindset. I focused on the hope of winning rather than the fear of losing. If I lose, it's okay, life goes on." While Sunday marked the end of one chapter, Martin now prepares for a new journey as a factory Aprilia rider, with testing set to begin at the same Barcelona circuit on Tuesday. "I think whatever comes in my future will be a present, after this. For sure, I will try to be my best version and win with Aprilia, but now I will enjoy this moment." From battling self-doubt to becoming MotoGP's first independent champion, Jorge Martin's story is one of perseverance and resilience. As he prepares for his next chapter with Aprilia, the 2024 season will forever be remembered as the year Martin achieved the impossible. Bagnaia admitted the turning point in the title fight came during the Malaysia sprint, where he suffered a costly crash that left him trailing by 29 points heading into the season finale. "After the crash in Malaysia, I understood it was more complicated. Gaining 29 points was quite tough. I just tried to do the maximum, winning all the races remaining, and I think it was the best I could do." Quote from Francesco Bagnaia. Bagnaia finished strong, winning both the Grand Prix and sprint in Barcelona, but Martin's consistency throughout the year proved decisive. Bagnaia graciously acknowledged that Martin deserved the championship, praising his rival's incredible consistency over the season. "Jorge did a better job. In terms of consistency, he was better. Finishing 16 times second during the season is something unbelievable. From our side, we just had a bit of bad luck, and I made some mistakes. It's difficult to win a title with 8 zeros." Despite his disappointment, Bagnaia was seen smiling during Martin's celebrations, a rare show of sportsmanship for a rider who had just lost the title. I was just looking at Jorge. If someone had to win the title that is not me, I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He did a fantastic job. I know how amazing that moment is. Bagnaia still had plenty to be proud of in 2024, finishing with 18 total victories, including 11 Grand Prix wins, a feat only matched by Valentino Rossi and Marc Márquez in the MotoGP era. I'm proud of the season, proud of my team because they did an amazing job all year. We beat our points tally from last season despite 8 zeros. Finishing second is not winning, but it's still a good result, and we know why we finished second, so we just have to improve. With the season now behind him, Bagnaia is already focused on the future, starting with a post-race test on Tuesday to evaluate Ducati's 2025 bike. I'm looking forward to Tuesday to try the new bike. Then I'll have my honeymoon, which I think will help me relax. These last 2 seasons have been mentally exhausting, so I'm ready for some rest before coming back stronger next year. Despite falling short in 2024, Francesco Bagnaia remains a formidable force in MotoGP. With a stellar track record and determination to improve, the Italian is already setting his sights on reclaiming the title in 2025. Espargaro, known for his skill on the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, finished 5th in the race while his close friend, Jorge Martin, secured 3rd, sealing the championship. However, Espargaro's performance in a tense battle with Ducati's Andrea Bastianini did not sit well with the Italian rider. For me, it's not correct. He is not the teammate of Martin. It was not a clean thing. Without the fight with Alix, it was probably possible to do something more for myself. Quote from Andrea Bastianini. Bastianini, who finished 7th, lost out on 3rd place in the overall championship to Marc Márquez, and he expressed his frustration with the way Espargaro raced. After the race, Bastianini vented about his difficulties throughout the weekend, highlighting his struggle with the front of his Ducati, which affected his performance. I am not really happy about today. It was the last race with Ducati and I didn't do the race like I expected. I tried to do the maximum but I suffered from the start with the front. This has happened many times. Despite being fast in the sprint race, Bastianini couldn't find the same pace in the full Grand Prix, losing out to Espargaro in crucial moments. Looking back at his 2024 season, Bastianini acknowledged that he had the potential to challenge for the championship but was let down by inconsistency. The potential is close to Pecco, Bagnaia, and Jorge Martin. But I wasn't consistent and I missed something. When I was in front, in qualifying and in the race, I stayed behind. This can't be good for the title. As he prepares for a move to Tech 3 KTM in 2025, Bastianini vowed to improve his consistency and hopes for more luck in the future. Reflecting on his time at Ducati, Bastianini praised his teammate Pecco Bagnaia and their close working relationship, which helped elevate both riders' performances throughout the season. We fought a lot, with a lot of respect. We were an incredible team, very solid. We worked to be much faster. The level was higher because of the work we did together. Quote from Andrea Bastianini on Bagnaia. As for Martin's title-winning season, Bastianini had nothing but praise for the new champion, acknowledging his near-perfect performances throughout the year. Jorge has been very close to perfection during this championship. I am happy for him. He worked a lot to achieve this result. He was perfect. Quote from Andrea Bastianini on Jorge Martin. While Bastianini's 2024 season didn't deliver the results he hoped for, his respect for his competitors, including champion Jorge Martin, shines through. As he prepares for the next chapter with KTM, the Italian rider remains focused on building on his potential and improving for the future. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.